I came to this realization that happiness is something else. That's not my career. That's not the money. That's not my apartment. That's not the marriage. Then I thought that this is something that I need to do myself, that inner work, inside the work that I have to do. And self-love, gratitude, forgiveness, they are things that they are internal, that make me happy, a happy person, and not those external ones.
Welcome to the MindShift podcast. Join Rocio Perez, your mental performance strategist, as she navigates you through inspiring journeys with global experts. Explore breakthrough insights and awaken the potential within you wherever you are in life. Get ready to transform your personal growth. Here's Rocio to guide you.
Hello, everyone. I am here today with one of my favorite guests, a person that I've worked with for quite a few years. We've had podcasts, we've had coaches' corners, we've talked about a number of topics as fear, goals, how do we overcome, how do we take courageous actions. Her name is Sylwia Borowy, and she is absolutely amazing. Today, we're talking about the topic of happiness and thinking about what happiness is about. Sylwia, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Rocio. It's my pleasure to be here working with you, all those years. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, we've had a number of conversations throughout the years, and today we're talking about happiness. Let me start off with the first question. What is one belief about happiness that you had in your 30s that you absolutely don't believe anymore, right? Because we can shift from what I believed in the past to what I believe today.
Right. And interesting, you said MindShift, the MindShift experience. This is actually offering to people. And great that you said that word, you use the word shift. Yes, so what I did believe when I was 30, and even a little bit with 29, I was making career, buying an apartment, and I thought one thing I need more to be happy is to get married. So I was single, 29. I thought, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Get married. And yes, I met this charismatic guy. We got married. Our children were born, and 20 years later, I'm getting divorced. And I'm thinking, oh my God, where's my happiness? And then I realized actually this. First, I lost my happiness. And then, actually, I was not happy in my marriage. And then I came to this realization that happiness is something else. That's not my career. That's not the money. That's not my apartment. That's not the marriage. That I was never really happy the right way, let's say. And then I thought that this is something that I need to do myself, that inner work, inside the work that I have to do. And then when I went into personal development, I thought, okay, self-love, gratitude, forgiveness, they are things that they are internal, that make me happy, a happy person, and not those external ones.
What an interesting thing, because you're right. Like, we have children, we get married, we have children, we find a partner. We're like, oh my gosh, this is happiness. Like, in Spanish, they would say, encontró su media naranja, right? And I know you speak multiple languages, and seeing like, oh, she found her second half, right? Her better half, or whatever it is that we say. When in reality, it's like, are we happy internally? It is not our children that make us happy. It is our state of being that makes us happy. And I remember my friend sharing this with this 4-year-old little girl, 4 years old. And I thought it was the craziest thing many years ago that he said. He goes, it's my daughter's responsibility to make herself happy. And I'm like, what? And I get it today. And it is so true. It is an internal thing. Like, happiness is a choice. And speaking of that,
Oh, it is our choice. When people say yes, someone else will help, should make me happy, or I will be happy when, or the worst, even if, right? They condition that happiness. Why what you're saying is a choice. It's internal choice. And that's interesting because it's independent on other factors. We can choose ourselves. And that girl, yes, she is responsible for her happiness. She
Hmm.
doesn't know that yet. Children look at life obviously differently. But this is so true. And imagine telling even today adults you are responsible and this is your choice to be happy, and they said no,
Mm.
right?
No, it's like you make me unhappy, right? Because we hear that all the time. And this goes both for like whether we're thinking whether we're a man or a woman, male or female, whatever it is that we are looking at outside of us is not what's going to make us happy. I constantly hear, well, my car makes me happy. Your car makes you happy? Okay, like it's an external thing. There's a happiness within. And I know this message is, I'll repeat again, that it's both for men and women. For right now, let's talk about women right here. We talk about if women are watching us and now feel like, hey, maybe it's too late. I can no longer be happy, right? What would you say to that woman who's contemplating life in general?
Right. So for me, especially that's my own discovery. I discovered what is happiness exactly when I was going through divorce, when I felt depressed, definitely sad, angry, and then I realized after I read, I was really depressed for a couple of weeks. Uh, that happiness, when I started realizing who am I today, like, okay, a new chapter in my life is starting, right? It's not the end. And I thought first that's the end. No, the new beginning has started, and actually with happiness. When I really stopped, took a step back, and asked first myself, who am I? What I want. I'm not a wife anymore, right? Or soon.
Hmm.
Uh, what are my needs? I love I love my husband. I love my children. But what about me?
Hmm.
Because as women, I'm from Poland, Eastern Europe, and
Hmm.
we observe, we women, we do work, career, household, children, everything, and to make our husbands happy, children. But what about us? And then I really fell in love in me, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I started doing for myself things that I did for my husband, for my children, today young adults. I took care of them. So I'm taking care of myself today. I
Hmm.
accepted them as they were, as they are, my children. I accept myself. I have boundaries today. That's that self love, self respect, self worth. Today I know I'm worth it, right?
Hmm.
So those things. And then when I started going deep into personal development, I realized forgiveness,
Hmm.
that I don't feel any, and I was angry with my ex. I was blaming him. I was blaming myself for what I did, what I didn't do. And then I thought, oh my God. I, and I really said to myself, really, I mean, I felt it that I have forgiven him and me, myself. And then, that's to me the true forgiveness when you say, I wish you the best.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't blame you anything for things. That's the past, right? So I'm free. And then that gratitude that I discovered that actually I am even more grateful for the tough experiences in my life.
Wow. What a concept. I've got to stop you there. What do you mean you're grateful for that? Because a lot of people are thinking, okay, he took my happiness, she took my happiness, they took my happiness from me. And really, what you're saying is the complete opposite. You're like, I found happiness for the first time when I started to love myself.
Because because I reframed my past, my marriage. I said what happened to me, and I like what Tony Robbins says. He says, life happens for me and not to me. in a positive way. It is like my life has been written already there. And that is the chapter that I actually needed as a foundation for my life today. So I thought, oh my God, I am so thankful for that. And those tough times, they really, and when I rebounded, I felt like, oh my God. I said to myself, Sylwia, you are really a strong woman, and
Mhm.
resilient. And today you know yourself, Fanny, and you are not a pleaser. You really do things for yourself. So I felt like the lessons I've learned, I am so grateful for them.
Wow, that is so beautiful. That is beautiful that you take that moment and like, okay, it couldn't have happened any other way. And we all have those epiphanies when we start on that personal development journey, when we listen to things and not only listen to them, put them into practice. Because
Mm-hmm.
one thing is knowledge, the other thing is wisdom to put it into practice. And I remember being in that same exact place and thinking, I'm like, what is self-love? I had no clue. I was in the world of what do you need? And even if it kills me, I will deliver. That was not the way to live. And I remember when I made that shift.
Right. And what I've learned, so that self love, that is still people say it's selfish. And then I thought, I think it's something you say someone is selfish when they really do only for themselves without like ignoring others.
Hmm.
I need that self love to actually be better for others. You know what I mean?
Completely, because we go depleting ourselves,
Yeah.
pleasing everybody, taking care of everybody's needs. And I believe it's the exact opposite. Being selfish is sacrificing ourselves for others, depleting ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
not even being able to be there for ourselves or others as a result of that. That is being selfish because it will take us out. I remember my friend Jack would tell me, Rocio, you need to take a break or your
Mm-hmm.
body's going to take you out. Oh no, come on, Jack, I've got this. And then I would call him. I'm like, hey, Jack, can you give me a care package? Can you bring me food? Can you get me some Gatorade? Can you take care of these things? And he was right. He was right. You're not taking the time to take care of yourself. As we move forward into the next question, I know there's many people that feel stuck. I'd love to hear your insights. They feel stuck in their situation. Maybe it's after divorce, just like a lot of us who have been through experiences like that. In your experience, what helps somebody shift from feeling powerless to feeling in their own power again, their own life, their own vitality again?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. When I go back those 9 years ago, I really felt powerless, helpless, hopeless, less. And yet, quickly, within few months, I started empowering myself. And and how I did it, and I think for everyone, a man, a woman, wherever you are, I think that's indeed the most important first. Accept reality. We need to accept this is the situation because sometimes we ignore that situation wherever we
Mhm.
are. Right? So first this, then what I did indeed with gratitude, reframe the story, go back to your life. How can you make that story that you say, actually, it's good that it happened, it has happened. It's
Mhm.
good. Then ask yourself, and I think here comes this empowerment when you stop asking yourself why this happened to me, why
Mhm.
me? And you start asking yourself, why not me
Why
actually?
not?
Eh, yes, and then you say also, if you are stuck in the past, right, in that situation, then say, what now? What's next? You know? So I think when you start feeling, oh my God, there's whole life, what has happened? It's and that chapter of my life is not my prison. It
And
is
it already
actually
happened,
foundation.
right? I
It's
love that,
foundation of
Sylvia.
her. and it's so strong because you know what you went through, that you rebounds, right? I can be still the foundation, you can make it stronger, right? And then, I'm ready to, and not renew, start a new chapter of your life.
Oh, I'm going to stop that one right there.
Mhm.
You said not renew, because
Right.
renewing means the same thing.
Right.
It is starting a new, completely new chapter, because a lot of us think about, let me get back to normal. There's always a new normal. When we're growing, there's always a new normal. We can't even be the same person. And I remember I was stuck in the past. I was in my 20s. I had my big heartbreak, and then all of a sudden, like, I just want it to go back to the way that it was. No, 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 you don't. There's no way that you can be. And once I accepted that, I was able to move on to know, like, we're different people because of this experience. Even if we were to continue together, we've had different experiences, right? Even if it was a 1-day breakup, 5 months, it doesn't matter the length of time. You have been impacted by an experience and you're different as a result. And I love that you said that.
And thank you for sharing your experiences from that time. And this was for me at the age of almost 50 that I reinvented myself. I looked back and I said, oh my God, Sylwia, who you really are today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be exactly from the past. And that's why I don't regret anything, you see? Because
Yes.
I see my experiences as really very valuable lessons. And I've learned this in my life as well, that actually, I said about those tough times, but something what didn't work out in the past. Um, some people don't want to use the word failure, but I will use it here anyway. So that we learn more from those failures than from successes. I mean, we can't
Completely.
learn to be resistant really if something didn't work out, right?
Yes.
And see what really matters to us when something, okay, what matters? Oh, how resourceful we are. Did it work out this way? I'm going to look for another way, That's why today I'm so happy when something doesn't work, because I think, oh my God, I'm going to learn something new today.
I love that. And I sit around with my friends from all over the world, and I just observe whatever it is that they're doing. I'm like, I am going to find out how to do things differently. And I find out how people at times roast the coffee beans at the table. It's a different custom, and it's amazing finding how to do things differently. I love that. As we move on into our last question right here, Sylwia, your life today seems very full and very vibrant, right? What are some simple things that on your daily life, whether it's a daily routine, a weekly routine, that constantly boost your mood and energy? How do we get there?
There are actually so many things I do, really, some on a daily basis, some on a weekly basis. A daily, really, every day before, when I leave my bedroom, the first thing before I come downstairs, I'm already dressed in sport clothes.
Hmm.
And I start my day with workouts and jogging. Really, and I can do that because I don't have a job to go there every day, right? So
Mhm.
I can do that, and that really boosts my energy. Then I have my fruit in the morning. That's my breakfast. So I have those movements. Then I have a certain routine what I eat. A
I
lot of
love the workouts, morning workouts.
I am like, oh, I have accomplished something, and I already feel that energy and that accomplishment of the day
Hmm.
already. I think now, and I that's what I said. I learn, so it can be on a weekly basis when something doesn't work. Oh, I'm going to learn something new, right? And it's not only every day I read something. I spend about 10-15 minutes on a personal development. The
Mm.
repetition of certain things, of growth mindset,
Hmm.
solution, something positive attitude in life. Next to that
Hmm.
happiness that I practice gratitude, on a daily
Hmm.
basis. I focus on the positive things in my life, right? And the things, something doesn't work, I focus on solution. So
Yes.
that's what I bring in my life. Plus, I love painting that I started like a year ago when I turned 55. And I think that creativity can help with my Polish English. Being creative is really so awesome. And he is interesting. The teacher says sometimes like, oh, Sylwia, this will be not an easy project. And I said, yay, I love that because I'm going to learn more. And then I like to sing. From COVID, I dance in my living room. I do something to enjoy, and also talking with my friends sometimes, and laugh with some serious topics as well. Of course, I love it. I mean,
It's like the me time, the full expression to be able to get out and do things for yourself. Because I think a lot of the time we get lost in as Dr. Stephen Covey used to talk about, the thick of thin things, right? The things that really don't matter. For me, what matters is exercise. What matters is getting up in the morning, having my morning ritual to get myself grounded. It's journaling, it's listening to positivity, it's movement, it is delicious, healthy food. And then it's like 7 a.m. Hello, world. How are you today?
hi, and you already start your day with this positivity.
You
Right?
do. You do. You start it with that positivity, and it's right there. Everything is there. It's beautiful, and you can continue moving forward throughout the day.
Yeah, so you boost your energy, you boost your mood.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I love it. Give us some tips. What are some tips that people can take away and they can readily find ways to incorporate this throughout the day, right? We all have 24 hours in a day. And if it's possible for one, it's possible for all.
So tip for the day.
And tips for people to keep themselves happy and energized.
Also, I will say this. Uh, Never stop becoming or
Mm,
continue becoming. And I will tell you what I mean. When I look at my life, and you have in your life, I know Rocio, knowing you, and everyone has their own story. At 20, many of us are students. At 30, somewhere work, relationships, children. That happened in me. At 40, we moved to Brazil from the Netherlands. I started learning my foreign language number 6, I think, something like after
wow.
Dutch, English, French, so Latin at school. At 44, we moved to Mexico. I started learning Spanish. Then 47, 8, divorce. Yes, of course, I needed to heal, grief, everything.
Right.
I started my
Part of the
coaching,
process.
right? I started self-care. I mean, for this, my God. Then at 55, right, I started painting. I don't know what I will start in a year or when I'm 60. I don't know. What I want to say, continue becoming is something we are evolving. Don't get,
Constantly.
yeah, don't be trapped in this, okay, I'm 60 now. Okay, I'm done, right? No, learn something new skills. I still really
Mhm.
want to learn singing. I mean, I really want to take classes because I love singing. So continue. My self-care that I started, it was for me like, nah, come on, Sylwia, you are like old. No, if you want live healthier, happier, longer, continue becoming. Have something, this open heart, mind to
Mhm.
uncertainty and to the unknown, excitement, be
Mhm.
curious. So I would say continue evolving.
Mm.
This is
Continue to uncover and discover new things, new passions.
right. And I want to tell you this lesson as well. When I graduated, when I was 23 from university, I went to work at ING Bank. And I thought, okay, no more learning, right? I've done it. No, I was so happy. And then personal development at the age of 47. And now I know that this is never-ending learning. And yet I've learned that learning new skills, a new language, watch Discovery, I don't know, something, learn something about the world, about something, continue. It helps us age with grace, happier, longer. And obviously, so you see, I'm not even talking about those physical movement or exercises, swimming, walking, just really with your mind and how happy. And there's also something else that I want to say, and that also helps happiness. And we're talking here about happiness.
Yes.
Help others. And about empowerment. Help others. Why? Because we see how actually what power is within us, in us, inside, when that we are needed. And then this helps us so much. And definitely that boosts our happiness.
Indeed, indeed. I love that. I love that. Helping others, connecting, putting ourselves first, that self-love, self-care, that connection, understanding happiness. I believe that when we have that shift and understand what it is, that it is inside of us, that I get to share my happiness with another, and that it's not somebody else's responsibility to make me happy. It reminds me of being this little child in front of a camera and the photographer, and everybody's jumping up and down trying to make this little baby happy. Well, guess what? We're adults now. And we have the ability to make ourselves happy, unlike that baby who it needs that external reinforcement, engagement, stimulation, connection to make them happy at times. And, most babies are pretty happy by themselves, but there's those moments that they need that external stimulation. For the most part, we can make ourselves happy.
Yes.
And we can make ourselves unhappy based on feelings and thoughts alone.
This is our choice, as you mentioned earlier, and our responsibility. And also, I'm thinking that what I would say that, and happiness and love, that self-love, they generate by themselves.
Yes, they do.
We never can give too much that, I won't have it anymore, right? No, it's
it's there. It's always there. It's available to one and it's available to all because it's internal.
Right. And going back to that example with the car, that happiness, right? When the car is, and the car is not, or after, this happiness is never everlasting. The car gets old, you sell, you don't have the same sentiment to that car, right?
Yes.
And inside of us, that is something that we cannot be robbed. Nobody can do that, because it is within us. Nobody will take it. So that investment in us is so huge.
It is. It is. Absolutely. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on love, self-love, sharing your thoughts on happiness, how to connect. And for those of you looking forward to connecting with her, please do so. She is absolutely amazing. Have conversations, connect with her on LinkedIn, visit her on her Coach's Corner, connect with her programs. She's here to support people on their own journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rocio.
My pleasure.
Thank you for joining us today on the MindShift podcast. Rocio hopes you've been inspired and gained insights to fuel your journey of personal growth. Remember to subscribe and share this episode with friends who are also exploring their potential. Leave us a review to help spread the message. Rocio says, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring your potential with us. Until next time, goodbye.